Seven Holy Kumaras, Lords of the Flame from Venus. Excerpts of the Masters and their Retreats. Seven Holy Kumaras, Lords of the Flame of Venus. Profiles of the Ascended Masters. The seven Holy Kumaras are the seven great brings who hold the focus of the seven Elohim on the planet Venus. Sanat Kumara is one of the seven Holy Kumaras. His position among the seven is on the third ray, and he brings the gift of love and the gift of the threefold flame. Venus is the planet of the third ray of this solar system, and it is known to be the training ground for avatars who have been sent not only to Earth, but to the other planetary bodies infiltrated by the Luciferians. This is the home of Jesus Christ, Gautama Buddha, Lord Maitreya, John the Baptist, Enoch, and the entire hierarchy of the Brahmins, Hinduism, Lemurian, and pre-Lemurian avatars. All of these have come through the great mystery schools of Venus, and the halls and temples of the seven Holy Kumaras. Each of the seven Holy Kumaras has his individual temple on Venus, and each one of these temples is dedicated to the initiations of the Mother Flame on one of the seven rays. The initiations of the Mother Flame are always the making practical and matter of the initiations of the Trinity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Had the seven Holy Kumaras not retained their God consciousness and their absolute purity, had they not retained Venus as a force field of love, had this force field not been held as the literal heart chakra of the solar system, the remainder of the evolutions of the planets would not have had the opportunity to be redeemed, and Sanat Kumara would not have been given the grant to come to the planet Earth. The seven Holy Kumaras have released a number of specific dispensations for the raising up of the light in the earth. In 1975, they came to release to the light bearers of the world an increment of light that is the seed of Alpha, of cosmic illumination to raise the fires of awareness and to increase the penetration of the Infinite One. This was the increment of light that is delivered only once in 10,000 years for the evolution of consciousness and the centering of that consciousness in the crown. In 1976, the seven Holy Kumaras spoke in Hawaii of the raising of the Mother Flame of Lemuria. This flame was upon the central altar and around it, on what is known as the fire ring of the land that bordered the Pacific Ocean today, were 12 temples all dedicated to the Mother Light. The 12 temples were for the solar initiation of the 12 hierarchs. Each had its own tone and flame. Sanat Kumara said, "We come then for one purpose, and that purpose is to anchor certain Fohatic keys in the form of electrodes for the spiraling, rising energies of the seven rays and the seven aspects of the Mother Flame. The raising of these energies is from the point where they descended on Terra. The point of descent of Lemuria and the Mother Light must also be the point of the rise of that Mother Light." Sanat Kumara and the seven Holy Kumaras spoke in 1992 at Atlanta, Georgia, of the great love and concern of the evolutions of Venus for mankind. Blessed hearts, I want you to know that the evolutions of my house star, Venus, who inhabit a plane that is not physical according to the physical nature of Earth, are one and all in rapt attention as I address you with the seven Holy Kumaras. And there are giant screens throughout the planet upon which all can see the messengers and see your faces and see your auras. And they send love, waves of billowing love, in support of your sacred hearts. in support of the increase of the holy love in your hearts, beloved and entire planet of life waves watching now, what shall become of the earth, and what shall become of their brothers and sisters and twin flames and souls so close to their hearts, those gathered here and those gathered in the cities, and those not yet in this community of the Holy Spirit, but moving toward the hearts of the Buddha and the Christ and of Sanat Kumara. Yes, beloved, feel this love, for this love is something truly beyond this world, which all who are one with you in this cause and purpose are determined to manifest here by sending their love, and also by journeying in the etheric octave to take their stand at your side. Blessed hearts, there is a response to your striving and your giving of yourselves. There is a response from other systems. There is a response from the violet planet. There is a response from the planets beyond this solar system, and then those that are light years beyond even this galaxy. There is a hush in the entire matter cosmos as the decisions of individuals are making the difference as to whether or not the entire tide of darkness will be turned around in planet Earth. For this cause have we come. Therefore, together in the living flame, we multiply all that you are by the power of the love of the Lady Master Venus.
Our founder flames. This right here is an embodied form of the violet ray spectrum.
Tap in and tune in Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. Live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Grand Rising with ChristoLight. Your sacred space for discovering the Ascended Masters in crystal healing. Ashe.
What I wish I'd known about Ascended Masters when I started my path. Meet Sanat Kumara, the ancient steward. Meet Lady Master Venus, the heart's alchemist. In our next episode, we trace Sanat Kumara's golden thread, how he anchors planetary will and awakens purpose. Then we follow Lady Master Venus, whose teachings turn ordinary love into transformational light. Expect quick meditations, potent symbols, practical ways to feel their presence today. No fluff, just tools you can use. Tune in to Grand Rising with ChristoLight for a sacred deep dive into two of the Grand World teachers. See you there. Bring curiosity and an open heart.
Ah, boy. What a day. I am so grateful to be here in this moment, and I attune my vessel to be the channel for clarity, unconditional love, purity, and righteous action. I am Marcus ChristoLight, founder, owner, space holder of Sacred Light Healing and Wellness and the Sacred Kingdom International Community. I just wrapped up a beautiful retreat in Costa Rica, hosted and led my first ever international retreat, and it was phenomenal. We did a cacao tour, hands-on, learned every step, got to make the cacao ourselves, learn about the history and the origins as well. Along with that, we also did a national park where we got to have monkeys on our shoulders in the wild, got to feed the monkeys, as well as experience a group of them. We also got to connect with the sloth, wonderful monumental waterfalls, as well as the beach, of course, and just the wonderful fresh fruits and non-synthetic foods that are down there as well. So there's going to be plenty more to come, and we're going to be having annual Costa Rica retreats every year. And we have Egypt coming up in November of 2027. In the meantime, we do have a lot of retreats coming up in the United States for the rest of the year. And the next one coming up, go ahead and take a look. It's coming up in Ohio.
Eyes closed, floating on a lake, sound vibrating through your bones. This is Summer Solstice. Hosted by Sacred Kingdom Community, the Summer Solstice 26 Ascended Masters Retreat is an intentional healing of the divine masculine, balanced with the feminine, to honor Father's Day weekend. 4 days of embodied teachings, ceremonies, and live music in Ohio's Zaleski State Forest at Lake Hope, camping under the canopy, vegetarian brunches and dinners included, a sober, safe container to be vulnerable, supported, and real. Guided by shamanic space holder and producer Marcus ChristoLight of Sacred Light Healing and Wellness Sharing Cacao, Galactic Pioneer Wisdom, and more. Sacred Space Holders. Priestess Jessie of Sacred Phoenix Sisterhood Circle leads ecstatic dance. Cat of Cat's Treasure Tree journeys into shadow with an Anubis obsidian aerospace. Kirsten of Mama K's Creations teaches dreamcatcher weaving. Twin Moon Sisters Cheyenne and Victoria offer a floating sound bath on the lake. More sacred spaces to be announced. Live music by Aura de Prophet, Evan Sturgeon, and Cricket de Gift. Bring a kayak, paddleboard, or floaty for the lake, and free time to drift whenever you feel. June 1922, 2026. Ages 12 plus with adult. No drugs or alcohol. Tickets, $99 for a single day without stay, or $333 for all 3 days with stay. Register via the Jotform link or QR code, or email marcustut23@gmail.com with questions. Come meet your tribe.
The mind's eye, it's in these times we know we're never alone. Where there's a will, where there's a will, there's a way, there's a way. Yeah, the change was coming, it's here today.
We coasting with potion, high five to the ground, bitch, we chosen. Silly, got the flow like the ocean, can escape when your brain is eroded. We got that light, chakras hella bright. Check my triple sight. Yeah, you know we consciously. We got that light, chakras hella bright. Check my triple sight. It has been written that we are ascending, 'cause we're the descendants of the source of all existence. Yeah, it has been written that we are ascending, 'cause we're the descendants of the source of all existence.
We are ascending. That's right. That is the truth. We are ascending. And this is resonant for those that are ascending. Some of us may not be ascending right now, and that's okay. Honor where you are. Honor who you may. In these times, we continue to grow. We continue to elevate, or we continue to develop. And in these times, we shed layers. We shed connections. We shed relations. As one form changes to another, it's okay to let go. It's okay to let go of what was, what could be, and what could have been. We all have a time where we go into our shadows. We all have a time where we face our own battles. But we can't take responsibility, and we cannot face our own battles. Then it can become a infection to your surroundings. So boundaries are very key in these times as we continue to elevate and ascend in our frequency. Know your boundaries. Know what is white magic and what is black magic. Know where people's intentions are lying as things are continuing to go. People change, emotions change, reactions and triggers change as well. And if those around us are continuing to not be transparent, to not be full of love, and to not have the best interest, then allow things to be what they may. It's time to continue to grow. And as we grow, remember to honor yourself, to respect your energy, and know what is for you and what is not. Ashe. As we continue in our series, Grand Rising with ChristoLight, and welcome in those of you that are just joining, we have been deep diving into our sub-series on the Ascended Masters. We did the Archangels prior, and then we also talked about the 7 Chohans. The 7 Chohans are the 7 chiefs, so the 7 lords that are the Ascended Master heads of the 7 material rays of light. Now, as we continue, we've been talking about the other Ascended Masters that are not the Chohans, but have other roles as well. And last week, we deep dove into talking about Kuthumi. We also talked about Gautama Buddha, the original Buddha, who also used to be, he sat by the Bodhi tree and he fought the temptations. Siddhartha. So we went through the Siddhartha story and how he sat by the Bodhi tree, fought his temptations and fought his attachments to his physical family in order to become the ultimate Buddha, the original Buddha. And then I'm going to take us into a rewind on where we last left off last Thursday in this Ascended Master series. And it is with Lord Maitreya. Now, Lord Maitreya is very presently known, especially in the Eastern Hemisphere, but in the Western, not so much, but holds a very key impact to the connections that we are aware of in this Western culture. Take a look.
Today's message is from Lord Maitreya, entitled The Effortless Life Path. We are delighted to assist you, dear ones, into living from your divinity. It is so easy to drop out.
Lord Maitreya holds the office of Cosmic Christ and Planetary Buddha. His name means loving kindness, and he focuses the radiance of the Cosmic Christ to the evolutions of Earth. Guardian to the planet Earth from Venus, succeeded Lord Gautama as Cosmic Christ when Gautama became Lord of the world. Take on a variety of roles in different cultures and religious sects. These roles include the guardian and restorer of the Dharma, the intercessor and protector, a guru who personally communes with, initiates and teaches his devotees, a messiah who descends when the world is in turmoil, a messenger sent by the Divine Mother to rescue her children, a Buddhist monk, and in his role, Maitreya appears as a plump, jolly, pot-bellied, laughing Buddha. He is often shown sitting and holding a sack, with happy children climbing all over him. To the Chinese, he represents prosperity, material wealth, and spiritual contentment. Lord Maitreya and Lord Gautama were the first from among mankind to respond to Sanat Kumara's magnetic pull to face God and to return to the divine estate, in which man had first been created, in which he was destined to outpicture in the world of form. Today was the first mystery school on planet Earth, and Maitreya, referred to as the Lord God in Genesis, was his first hierarch. Whoa. That's so interesting. Who would have ever thought San Diego, California, was the location of the first ever mystery school on the planet during Lemuria? And that's the Clipper ship right there. And this is a representation or symbolism of Maitreya's energy, being able to ride the tides and set sail.
Support, your main inspiration, guides for different initiations that you're moving through. And so sometimes you will, if Maitreya is on your Ascension Council, you will feel the bigness of it. It's spacious. It's spacious with a certain frequency of power, of just peaceful, deep knowing power.
Nurturing energies are in play. This could be a time of family harmony, maybe struggles with parenting or conception. It could also mean that you need to indulge in a little bit more self-care and nurture yourself more. As a goddess of cosmetics, beauty, and sensuality, Hathor comes to let you know that it is time to put the glad rags on and let your hair down a little bit. Time to let the hair down a little bit. That's right. Time to let the hair down a little bit. Grand day. Well, that's my queen right there. Grand day, queen. Wow, it's been 20 minutes already in the episode. Time's flying. All right, let's get some music on. Let's get ready to vibe. All right. This is about to be a fun episode. I cannot wait to talk about, this has been such a build-up. Sanat Kumara has been talked about all throughout this series. And Sanat Kumara is like the OG of world teachers. And not only that, but this also connects with Venus and the Venusians and the hierarch of Venus. And when it comes to their council, we've already talked about some members of Venus, like Paul the Venetian, as well as Kuan Yin and some others that are from Venus. So this is gonna be really cool. I look forward to deep diving and exploring this with you guys, and just get ready to feel some love and feel some unconditional healing frequencies, and just allow yourself to be open to receiving this divine information as we flow. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the screen share for us. And we'll be back in 44. Ooh-wee. How was that? Nice little wash and repeat of the energy field. Gotta have that spiritual hygiene. All right, Sanat Kumara, Lady Master Venus. Ooh boy, these frequencies are about to get spicy. All right, Sanat Kumara and Lady Master Venus. Here we go. Sanat Kumara is known as the Ancient of Days. He is the great guru of the seed of Christ throughout cosmos, Hierarch of Venus, and one of the 7 holy Kumaras. We actually listened in the beginning of this episode to a video about the 7 Kumaras. So if you just watch the replay in the beginning, you can hear a nice little 6-minute video about the holy Kumaras. So they represent the 7 rays on Venus. He initiates us on the path of the ruby ray, which is the 6th ray, which he sets forth in his book, The Opening of the 7th Seal. He has held the hierarchical position of the Lord of the World since the darkest hours of Earth's history, when our evolutions fell to the level of caveman and lost contact with the God flame and the mighty I Am presence. When the Earth was at the point of being dissolved because there was no one who was keeping the flame of the Christ consciousness alive, Sanat Kumara came to Earth, a voluntary exile from his planet Venus, to keep the flame until sufficient numbers among mankind would respond and begin once again to maintain the focus on behalf of their brothers and sisters. 144,000 souls volunteered to assist Sanat Kumara in his mission and accompany him with the legions of angels. Ooh boy. Talking about the 144,000, the Christo Sophia, angelic humans. His coming to the earth, Sanat Kumara describes this monumentous event in cosmic history. Call me Sanat Kumara. You know me as the one who stood before the Cosmic Council, known as the Council of the 144. You know me because you were witness to my plea, made for and on behalf of the evolutions of Earth, who no longer knew the presence of the Lamb, who by disobedience were cut off from the living Guru. You know me as the one who volunteered to embody the threefold flame within the Earth, into the evolutions, evolving within the 7 planes of being, fire, air, water, and earth. The Cosmic Council has decreed the dissolution of Earth and her evolutions because the souls of her children no longer worship the Trinity and the threefold flame of life, burning upon the altar of the heart. What is the threefold flame? The threefold flame is remembering that you are Father, Mother, and Son, Daughter, Christ. That is the threefold flame. It is remembering that you are all 3 of those at the same time. You are masculine, you are feminine, you are both of those combined as the Christ. So, the Cosmic Council has decreed the dissolution of Earth and her evolutions because the souls of her children, they have become the sheep gone astray, their attention fixed upon the outer manifestation. They had willfully, ignorantly abandoned the inner walk with God. Thus the light of the temples had gone out, and the purpose to which God had created man, to be the temple of the living God, was no longer being fulfilled. One and all were the living dead, a matter vessel without a ensouling light, an empty shell. Nowhere on earth was there a mystery school, not a chela, not a guru, no initiates on the path of initiation upon Christhood. The hour of the judgment had come, and the one seated upon the throne in the center of the 12 times, 12 hierarchicals of light, had pronounced the word that was the anonymous causation of all. Let earth and her evolutions be rolled up as a scroll and lit as a taper of the sacred fire. Let all energies disqualified be returned to the great central sun for repolarization. Let energy misuse be realigned or recharged with the light of Alpha and Omega, once again to be infused by the Creator within the ongoing creation of worlds without end. The requirement of the law for the saving of Terra. It was that one who should qualify as the embodied guru, the Lamb, should be the present in the physical octave to hold the balance and to keep the threefold flame of life for and on behalf of every living soul. It is the law of one, that the meditation of the one upon the eternal Christos may count for the many, until the many once again become accountable for their words and their works, and begin to bear the burden of their light, as well as the karma of their relative good and evil. I chose to be the one. I volunteered to be a flaming sun of righteousness unto earth in her evolutions. After considerable deliberation, the Cosmic Council and the Nameless One gave their approval of my petition, and the dispensation for a new divine plan for Earth and her evolutions came into being. Thus I knelt before the great white throne of the Nameless One, and he said unto me, My son, Sanat Kumara, thou shalt sit upon the great white throne before the evolutions of Earth. Thou shalt be them, the Lord God in the highest. Verily, thou shalt be the highest manifestation of the deity, that shall be given unto them until, through the path of initiation, their souls shall rise to thy throne of awareness and stand before thee in praise of the I am that I am, which thou art, in that day when they shall rise up and say, Blessing and honor and glory and power be upon him that sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb forever and ever. Behold, the redemption draweth nigh. And he unto me, thus unto evolutions of earth, thou shalt be Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, saith the I am that I am, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty. And he placed upon me his mantle of sponsorship, or the Father unto the Son, which would become in me his sponsorship of a light wave that he now made my own. It was a trust. It was the initiation of the Father and the Son, and a council of the 144, forming a single solar ring around the great white throne, intoned the world with the great beings of light, forming the inner circle around the throne and saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come. And I heard the echo of the chant of the holy, 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 all the way home to the morning star, to my twin flame, who you know as Venus, and to the sons and daughters of the love star. Ooh-wee. Winged messengers of light had announced my coming and the disposition of the Cosmic Council and the dispensation granted. The six, my brothers, the holy Kumaras, who sustained with me the seven flames, the seven rays, mighty victory and his legions, our daughter Meta, many servant sons and daughters, whom you know today as ascended masters, welcomed me in a grand reception. That evening, the joy of opportunity was mingled with the sorrow that the sense of separation brings. I had chosen a voluntary exile upon a dark star, and that was destined to be the freedom star. All knew it would be for a long, dark night of the soul. Then, all at once, from the valleys and the mountains, there appeared a great gathering of my children. It was the souls of the 144,000 approaching our palace of light. They spiraled nearer and nearer, as 12 companies singing the song of freedom, of love and victory. Their mighty chorusing echoed throughout eternal life, and angelic choirs hovered. As we watched from the balcony, Venus and I saw the 13th company robed in white. It was the royal priesthood of the order of the Melchizedek, the anointed ones who kept the flame and the law in the center of the hierarchical unit. When all the numbers had assembled, ring upon ring, surrounding our home, and their hymn of praise and adoration, to me it was concluded. Their spokesman stood before the balcony to address us on behalf of the great multitude. It was the soul of the one you know and love today as the Lord of the world, Gautama Buddha, and he addressed us, saying, O Ancient of Days, we have heard of the covenant that God hath made with thee this day, and of thy commitment to keep the flame of life until some among earth's evolutions should be quickened and once again renew their vow to the bearers of the flame. O Ancient of Days, thou art us our Guru, our very life, our God. We will not leave thee comfortless. We will go with thee We will not leave thee for the moment without the ring upon ring of our cellistship. We will come to earth, we will prepare the way, we will keep a flame in thy name. And so as the Lord God directed me, I chose from among them 400 servant sons and daughters who would precede the 144,000 to prepare for their coming. For though they knew the darkness of the darkest star, in reality they did not know, as I knew, the real meaning of the sacrifice that they know were offering to make in the name of their guru. We wept in joy, Venus and I, and all the 144,000, and the tears that flowed on the memorable evening burned as the living sacred fire, flowing as the water of life from the great white throne in the Cosmic Council, our sponsors. Wow. Boy. That was just so deep. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but these vibrations, wow. Oh man, like it's crazy to think that this part of our origin, this part of our human history, our planetary history, is just not taught to us in school. I mean, wow. There's a lot to think about. This goes way beyond religion. You know, that's the thing, is like, we like to put this in religious boxes, but this goes far beyond religion. This is about life. This is about our whole creation of life that we are part of. Like, guys, look around you right now. Look around at all the extraordinary, individualized, different characteristics, manifested things that all represent different things in this life. This isn't the only realm. This isn't the only plane of existence where we have things that represent different parts of life. There's multi-planes of beings, symbols, architects, an architecture of all sorts of different compounds and structures that are part of this matrix that we're in, that this universe is. And with that comes different councils, different beings, different purposes, different positions and roles. And that's why we have all these different things present in our third dimensional earth, such as positions and roles, boundaries, communication, unique blueprints, symbols, keys to certain doors. You know, like, everything is specific in this universe for a reason. And we're just getting to understand and get to know why. And we're also getting to know why we're here, why Earth is the way it is, and why some of us have a purpose to help the Earth. This is so cool. So before we continue, I'm gonna take a pause on the reading because my energy centers are like beaming with light right now, and I just need to process all that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and play a video for us, and this is gonna be about Sanat Kumara, and it's gonna be teachings from Kuthumi hands. So check this out. I got some cool content for us today.
Teachings from Kutumi's hands. Who is Sanat Kumara? The one who is known as Sanat Kumara is the head of the spiritual hierarchy for planet Earth. See who are the spiritual hierarchy. He has variously been called the One Initiator, the Eternal Youth of Endless Summers, the Fountainhead of the Will, the Ancient of Days, in the Bible, and the Lord of the World. Prior to coming to this planet, he had lived 900,000 lives throughout the universe, many of them as planetary saviors and lives of leadership for planetary civilizations. Approximately 18 million years ago, the solar logos, the creator of this system of planets, was considering the dissolution of planet Earth because the evolutionary progress of the planet and her life forms was going so poorly, and the planned advancements were not occurring. Sanat Kumara, who was the spiritual leader and lord of the world for the planet Venus, agreed to come to this planet to place it on an evolutionary path more commensurate with the plan of the solar logos. In passing, it should be said that the very advanced civilization on Venus was at a much higher dimensional level than can be seen by the telescopes of our astronomers. Out of loving compassion and in a sacrificial act of monumental magnitude, Sanat Kumara came to this dark and laggard planet 18 million years ago along with an entourage of 104 great beings who are called the Lords of the Flame in the occult literature of Master Jwal Kul. The spiritual hierarchy and Great White Brotherhood were formed at that time, and the focus of their presence and the center of their activity was called Shambhala, the White Island, in what was then the Gobi Sea and what is now the Gobi Desert of western China. Sanat Kumara could come no lower in physicality than the etheric level, and there remained in his etheric body. His immediate circle was comprised of 6 chimeras, 3 exoteric chimeras, or Buddhas of activity, and 3 esoteric chimeras about whom very little is known. The rest of the Lords of the Flame then made up the spiritual hierarchy of that time and served the purpose and the intentions and the plans of Sanat Kumara. The one who is called the planetary logos is the higher self of Sanat Kumara, the first Kumara, and that one is called the silent watcher and the great sacrifice. All of life on this planet is held within the aura and the consciousness of the planetary logos. The energies of the 7 rays are received by the planetary logos from the solar logos and passed on to Sanat Kumara for distribution to the Lords of the 7 rays in their departments, where they are qualified and transmuted for the benefit of all the kingdoms of nature on the planet and for furtherance of the evolutionary plan. The coming of Sanat Kumara produced an extraordinary stimulation in the evolutionary process by his methods of force distribution and greatly accelerated the evolution of all life on the planet. The germ of mind of animal man received stimulus and became a fit receptacle for self-conscious entities, souls, to incarnate in, and the human kingdom thus came into being, and the self-conscious, rational unit of humanity began its career. All of the other kingdoms of nature received similar extraordinary stimulation for advancement. Sanat Kumara established the path of initiation during mid-Atlantean times as the surest and most efficacious method for spiritual advancement of the sentient life on this planet, and that is the path followed by all whether they are aware of it consciously or not. He is called the One Initiator because he approves and oversees those stepwise advancements in consciousness called initiations. The World Teacher, Lord Kuthumi, is the Hierophant at the first 2 initiations, although Sanat Kumara is there at a higher level. Then Sanat Kumara is the Hierophant beginning with the 3rd initiation, the Transfiguration, which is considered the first major initiation by the hierarchy. His rod of initiation is called the Flaming Diamond. I realize that this is a very brief introduction to the great being who has been with this planet for millions of years out of sacrifice and love for its evolutions, but in its brevity, I thought I could capture more attention and spread the word a little further about the magnificent one who has brought this darkened planet from near dissolution 18 million years ago to the very threshold of an era of peace, love, and harmony, during which there will be stupendous achievements brought about by the human race. All of life on planet Earth owes a debt of gratitude to the eternal youth of endless summers. The name of Sanat Kumara. Having said all of this about the great cosmic being that we have come to know as Sanat Kumara, I would be remiss in the constant pursuit of full disclosure and dissemination of enlightening esoteric information if I did not make mention of the fact that Sanat Kumara is not his true name. The real name of this one and only extended expression from the informing life of planet Earth, in whom we all live and move and have our being, is one of the most carefully guarded secrets of this solar system, not just the evolutionary scheme known as Earth. The name is in a language unknown to any of the race of man and has such potency and power and evocative force that it must be considered as one of the most profoundly powerful mantrams in the system of planets, a mantram that invokes the destructive and creational effects of the first ray of divine will and power. Click link to the first ray. Ascended Masters, who are initiates of the 5th degree, are given only the first letter of the true name in revelation at the Ascension initiation, presided over by the One Initiator, SK. Chans of the 7 rays and other 6-degree initiates are provided the second letter of the name. The great ones who form the membership of the Shambhala Council have been made aware of the first syllable of the ineffable name and no more, and this includes the highest of that mighty council, the 3 Buddhas of activity who form a triangulation of protective and assistive cosmic energy around the Lord of the world and who unwaveringly oversee that the divine purpose for this planet is incrementally formulated into the divine plan by the Great White Lodge of Adepts and Initiates. The true name is not to be revealed, however we may rest assured that the name we have been given has been approved by and references the one who lovingly holds the entire planet and all her life forms in his aura. Are you in need of the healing energies of the Ascended Master Kutumi? Visit kutumihands.com.
Oh, gosh, that's more potent energy. It's like the potent energy just keeps on piling on. Oh, man. How are we all feeling? And welcome to you that are just joining. I've got the rose water. Little rose water to represent Venus. Oh, boy. This stuff is so potent, this energy. All right, let's continue. Love rose water. Oh, yeah. All right, now we're about to talk about Shambhala. If you've heard about Shambhala before, put it in the comments. Shambhala. Go Shambhala. There's books about Shambhala. All right. Building Shambhala. So, thus, when Sanat Kumara came from Venus to make the Earth his temporary home, he was accompanied by a retinue of many great beings of light, including his daughter, Lady Master Metta, and 3 of the 7 holy Kumaras. The 400 who formed the avant-garde were sent ahead to Earth to build the magnificent retreat of Shambhala on an island in the Gobi Sea, where the Gobi Desert now is. Alchemists and scientists came also at that time, 144 of these focusing the 144 flames of the elements. Together, they composed a replica of the diamond sun that is in the Great Hub, a focus of the diamond shiny mind of God. On the White Island in the Gobi Sea, they built the city of White, patterned after the city of the Kumaras on Venus. Sanat Kumara established the focus of the threefold flame in the retreat at Shambhala, which remained in the physical for many centuries. Sanat Kumara resided in the physical retreat, but he did not take on a physical body, such as the bodies we were today. It was in the matter universe, yet highly etheric. Later it became expedient for its protection that Shambhala, this wondrous retreat that was in the physical octave, be withdrawn to the etheric octave. The etheric focus remains as an exact replica of what was once the physical retreat, the beautiful azure sea with the white island in the center of the Gobi Desert. Wow, Shambhala. Let's go ahead and click on Shambhala and see what they got to say in depth for us. Oh yeah, Shambhala would be amazing. Shambhala is basically like the home of the Ascended Masters. So let's go more in depth about Shambhala itself. So Shambhala is the ancient home of Sanat Kumara and Gautama Buddha. It is located in the etheric realm over the Gobi Desert in China. This retreat, once physical, has since been withdrawn to the etheric octave, or the heavenly world. Establishment of the retreat. The retreat was originally built for Sanat Kumara, hierarch of Venus, who came to Earth in her darkest hours. Talks about the 144,000. So the description. The main temple of Shambhala is marked by a golden dome and is surrounded by terraces, flame fountains, and 7 temples, one for each of the 7 rays, situated on a wide avenue resembling the Champs-Élysées, lined with trees and flowers, flame fountains, and tropical birds, including bluebirds of happiness. The altar of the threefold flame is in the main temple, where the star of Sanat Kumara is hung from the ceiling over the altar. This, the principal focus of the threefold flame upon the planet, was established by Sanat Kumara when he came long ago. Through it, he connected a ray from his heart to every life stream evolving on the planet, and thus assisted their holy Christ selves to raise mankind's consciousness back to the place where they could be taught the laws of self-mastery. In past ages, people would come each year from many miles to witness the visible, physical sacred fire and to take home a piece of wood consecrated by Sanat Kumara to light their fires through the coming year. Thus began the tradition of the Yule log, commensurating the return of the fire of Christhood. So anyone that celebrates Yule and that likes to light a Yule log and decorate it every year, you're actually directly connecting with Sanat Kumara and the eternal fire that was first brought to this planet. How awesome is that? So functions of the retreat. Sanat Kumara founded the activities of the Great White Brotherhood on the planetary level. Their headquarters remains here today. Here, the masters train messengers to go forth with the teachings of the Christ, adapted to every level of human consciousness. Each year, the fruits of all endeavors made by angels, elementals, and representatives of the Brotherhood in the world of form are returned to Shambhala in the fall and are brought to the feet of the Lord of the world. The angels come on St. Michael's Day, September 29th. The elementals come at the end of October, and representatives of the Brotherhood at the end of November, when in America the Feast of Gratitude is celebrated at Thanksgiving. Shambhala and the Legends of the East. In the East, Shambhala is the name of a mystical kingdom, an earthly paradise said to exist somewhere between the Himalayas and the Gobi Desert. Ancient Tibetan texts describe the kingdom as a beautiful place in an inaccessible part of Asia, formed of 8 regions, each surrounded by a ring of snow-capped mountains, and therefore looking like an 8-petaled blossom. It is an idyllic country, free of strife and crime, whose inhabitants have attained great spiritual development and powers. The kingdom of Shambhala plays a central role in Tibetan Buddhism. Author Edwin Barnum writes that the sacred texts of the Tibetans speak of Shambhala as a mystical kingdom hidden behind snow peaks somewhat north of Tibet. There, a line of enlightened kings is supposed to be guarding the most sacred teachings of Buddhism for a time when all truth in the world outside is lost in war and the lust for power and wealth. Then, according to prophecy, a future king of Shambhala will come out with a great army to destroy the forces of evil and bring in a golden age. Under his enlightened rule, the world will become, at last, a place of peace and plenty, filled with riches of wisdom and compassion. The texts add that a long and mystical journey across a wilderness of deserts and mountains leads to Shambhala. Whoever manages to reach this distant sanctuary having overcome numerous hardships and obstacles along the way, will find there a secret teaching that will enable him to master time and liberate himself from its bondage. The text warns, however, that only those who are called and have the necessary spiritual preparation will be able to get to Shambhala. Others will find only blinding storms and empty mountains, or even death. Tibetans believe Shambhala still exists today as an earthly paradise, from which will use the golden age of the future. The Dalai Lama, that exiled ruler of Tibet, feels that the kingdom has a material existence in this world, but that one must reach an advanced level of spiritual attainment to find it or recognize it. Other Tibetans see recent events, in particular the destruction of much of Buddhism in Tibet and elsewhere in Asia, as indications that the future king of Shambhala will soon come out of his hidden sanctuary to defeat the forces of materialism and establish a golden age of spirituality. An old story tells of a young man who sets off in a search of the mystical kingdom. After crossing many mountains, he comes to the cave of an old hermit who asks where he is going. To find Shambhala, the young man replies. Ah, well then, you need not travel far, the hermit says. The kingdom of Shambhala is in your heart, as the story suggests. For many Tibetans, Shambhala lies, hidden as a state of the mind. It must be awakened so that the kingdom can be found in the world outside. Shambhala is in the heart, and you must awaken your own inner heart in order to find it in the outside world. You will never find it if you're not prepared with your Christhood within. Hierarchs of the retreat. Gautama Buddha was the first initiate to serve under Sanat Kumara, hence the one chosen to succeed him in the office of the Lord of the world. On January 1st, 1956, Sanat Kumara placed his mantle on Lord Gautama, whereupon the Chele, par excellence of the great Guru, also became the hierarch of Shambhala. Today, Gautama Buddha sustains the tie to the threefold flames of all mankind. It will be sustained until each individual makes his ascension in the light. Sanat Kumara, retaining the title of Regent Lord of the World, returned to Venus and to his twin flame, Lady Master Venus, who had kept the home fires burning during his long exile, where he continued his service with the Great White Brotherhood and the advanced evolutions of his home star on behalf of planet Earth. Wow. How amazingly beautiful. How beautiful, truly. There's so much more to our life, so much more to our history. And tomorrow we're going to be tying in Yeshua. We're going to be talking about Yeshua the Christ, most known as Jesus to a lot of you. We're going to be diving deep into his soul journey and who he is on the soul level, beyond the flesh, and where he ties in and connects with this Christhood of our universe. Because there is a place, there's a timeline, and there's a continuation that was before, during, and after Yeshua being incarnated on this planet. How beautiful, man. Wow. Lady Master Venus. Well, let me continue actually. Sanat Kumara's mission on Earth. He anchored a ray of light from his heart as a thread of contact with each one evolving on planetary Earth. Talks about the Yule log as an ancient custom that was brought down as service rendered by Sanat Kumara. Talks about the Waisak festival during the full moon in Taurus. Talks about the world religions and how Sanat Kumara is a figure that has several roles in Eastern and Western traditions. He's revered in Hinduism as one of the four seven sons of Brahma. They are portrayed as youths who have remained pure. The Sanskrit Sanat Kumara means always a youth. In Hinduism, Sanat Kumara is known as the son of Shiva. And talks about many other incarnations as well in connection to Buddhism. Christianity being known as the Ancient of Days, when Daniel recorded his vision. And then he's also in the book of Revelation, the one who sits upon the great white throne. Whoa, this is so deep. Holy smokes. We're even bringing in the Bible correlations to him. See, this stuff is all right here, guys. It's not all about just Jesus, you know? Wow. Phew. Boy, oh boy. His twin flame, Lady Master Venus. Lady Master Venus, twin flame of Sanat Kumara. During his long exile on planet Earth, she remained on her home planet to keep the flame. Some years after Sanat Kumara returned in 1956, Lady Venus herself came to the Earth to assist her evolutions. In a dictation delivered on May 25th, 1975, she announced that as Sanat Kumara had kept the flame on Earth, now she had come to tarry for a time on Terra, to dedicate anew the fires of the Mother. I release a fury momentum of consciousness to assist all spirals that would take from humanity the fullness of their divinity. See how mankind respond to the flame of the Mother as they respond to the light of Sanat Kumara. Returned to Earth on July 4th, 1977. Cosmic Council and the Lords of Karma have granted and decreed that I might be allowed to larry on Earth, in Earth for certain cycles of manifestation, for the absolute return of freedom to the hearts of the light bearers of Earth. I place my body as a living altar in the midst of the people, Israel, and that body temple is the original blueprint, the sole design for every son and daughter of God, and the children of God who have come forth, for his decree of the Cosmic Virgin that none of her children should be lost, none of her sons and daughters. Thus I join the Lady Master Venus, who have been tarrying with you these many months, and we together, focusing our twin flames in the holy city, will stand for the triumph of that community of the Holy Spirit that must be manifest as the key to the release of light in this age. Wow. July 4th in 1978, Sanat Kumara told us he was manifesting that night in the physical spectrum, and I am anchoring in this very earth plane the full weight and momentum of my office as the Ancient of Days, such as I have not done since our coming to the place prepared at Shambhala. Wowzers. Oof. That is deep. Ooh-wee. What an episode. And then tomorrow's episode is going to be about Yeshua. Things are getting spicy. All right, guys. So, got some nice videos for us as we go into our final section of this live. And first is going to be a co-creating divinely loving relationships message from Sanat Kumara and Lady Venus. And then after that, I have a beautiful heart chakra light language transmission from Lady Master Venus to close us out. So enjoy and just receive.
How do we balance our spirituality within a romantic relationship? Answer: we co-create a divinely loving relationship in which both heaven and earth are balanced and in which our partner and we are honored in a dynamic and cooperative spirit of true friendship and mutual respect. In this class, Sanat Kumara and Lady Venus will overshine David and each student while providing Aquarian insights into how we can live lovingly and fruitfully together while still engaged in an initiatic path toward complete union with God. Our Venusian friends will share keys such as developing great communication and listening skills, appreciation, forgiveness, and levity as healers, fun and creative activities that bring us closer, sharing household responsibilities to maximize time together, allowing space without being aloof or remote, optimism, positivity, and lightheartedness to tenderize our souls and spirits, holding the high ideal, divine image, and the magic presence for a partner and ourselves. In addition to the insights of the Kumaras, this class will offer a musical meditation on divine love and a darshan, where students may ask questions of the masters. Prepare to be illumined, empowered, and transformed within a beautiful love field uniquely created during this class. So, for those who are single, this class will still benefit you even if you're not currently in a relationship, for you can apply the spiritual wisdom to your inner relationship with your own divine beloved, your God presence, whether in heaven or not yet discovered upon earth. Being equally yoked and remaining positive and virtuous. It is essential to be equally yoked to another, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Being within a certain plane of awareness and vibrational frequency is a must in developing and maintaining a positive and lasting relationship. Your attraction must be within a higher spiritual dimension rather than being primarily or singly a physical resonance. To remain positive, humble, understanding, forgiving, and kind is key to this holy relationship.
Thank you for watching this preview. Click here to enjoy the full class and check out more previews of our Meru University classes with David Christopher Lewis in this playlist.
Check this cup out. Smug. Got it in New Mexico. On my 2-month travel I took this year with my partner. Pretty cool. Wait, no, I got it in San Diego. San Diego, actually. We went to New Mexico on the same trip, though. I'm sipping on some hibiscus tea from Costa Rica that I brought back. Okay. So that was some pretty cool insight into just where to focus and how to navigate your energy field when it comes to balancing a relationship and also your own sovereign path with the God source. 1111 for everyone out there that is tuned in on the east side. And at 1111, let's go ahead and begin our light language transmission from the heart of Lady Master Venus. Ashe. As we close this container, this grand rising with ChristoLight, you guys may visit the QR code, the link in the ticker, the link down below in the description of this episode. If you would like to take a look at any of my one-on-one services I offer online or in person, I am stationed in Ohio currently, but I'm also in many places. So just reach out if you have questions when it comes to one-on-one transformational services, self-development, self-realization. There are many different forms, whether it's Reiki, light language, guided meditation, chakra education, inner child or subconscious healing, things of that nature. You can also find the retreats that I have available that you guys can sign up for the year, as I have many coming up this year, including the summer solstice as the next one. And I also have a New Year's retreat as well for the third time. And along with that, you guys can find the international community of practitioners, artists, and organic product makers that we have available through the Sacred Kingdom community. And you guys are actually about to see a closeout that's going to give you some insight into the Sacred Kingdom and what you guys can access and have through us, as well as a evolutionary network of like-minded and conscious individuals. And last but not least, you guys can also check out and purchase a organic, clinical grade, privately owned reishi coffee company. And that is just phenomenal as well. There's many different types. You can get teas, coffees, products, all with organic reishi that is privately owned in China through its organic log growing. So again, let's check out the QR code, hit the ticker or the description with the link that is in there, and you guys can visit anything I have available when it comes to one-on-one retreats, the international community, and anything else of that nature. With that being said, I will see you guys on Wednesday, tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, as we deep dive, uncover, and give the true origin story about the soul mission and the incarnation of Jesus, Yeshua, the Christ. See you then.
Imagine booking a soul session, ordering crystals, and joining a live retreat from your phone. For too long, finding the right healers, the right products, the right community has meant endless searching across scattered corners of the internet. That changes now. The Sacred Kingdom has arrived, an online hub where a worldwide directory of holistic practitioners, readers, life guides, organic makers, musicians, a crystal shop, books, and more are all waiting for you. Book one-on-one sessions, order products, and discover Kingdom members serving locally in your area, all from your fingertips, wherever you are, whenever you're ready. Stay connected to upcoming events and retreats, both online and in person. Tap into a YouTube channel built for real conversation, hands-on holistic learning, and free giveaways. And there's more coming: courses, programs, a holistic recipe book, and the Sacred Kingdom Mystery School Academy mentorship. This is a space built on love, compassion, and the belief that conscious living should be accessible to all walks of life. Visit thesacredkingdom.com, and if you feel called to build from within, email Marcus ChristoLight at marcustut23@gmail.com about joining the Kingdom Council. The Kingdom is open.